Hey everyone, welcome back to Carrots and Olives. My name is Brittany, and today I have a true unboxing of some fountain pens from a shop that I took a break from for a little bit and found some good deals, so just went for it. So I have two new pens here, and you may be able to tell that they are both from the same brand. So I'm excited. I'm first going to open this one. So this one is a special edition. So it comes in the gift set, which I find very nice because gift sets has a pen and an ink. So if you like to match your pens to your inks, definitely try for a gift set. And Endless Pens usually has a lot of gift set options when it comes to their sailors. So this is called the Solar. This sailor is from the Solar Term series, and this one is called Taco. It's this really pretty pink. It's a deep pink and light pink finials. I got it in a medium. It comes with a converter, and then you also get an ink. And I know I don't have this ink because I don't have a lot of reddish pinkish inks. So Shikiori, not quite sure what the name of this ink is. I'll have to look it up, but I definitely want to put it in this pen to try it out. The only thing that makes me a little sad about Sailor is that they've simplified their logo, and now it's just a very simple design, which makes me sad because I really liked the original design. So this one has a very light sparkle, and I don't know if that's coming through very well on camera, but it's very pretty, and I think that the gold goes really well with this shade of pink. The finials are really pretty, and of course this is a 14 karat Pro Gear Slim. And we get the converter, and I'm getting right to the point. Let's get straight to the point. Wow, that looks very red. I do tend to have issues with my sailors. The converters just sometimes I struggle to like bring the piston up and down, and I know it can't just be me. I think it's just their converters are not as, I don't know, friendly. Some of them are good. I feel like usually if it's a new fountain pen, the converter is really strong and has a really good turning system, and doesn't require too much work. But some of the like older ones, over time, they just get tired and they don't want to spin and bring down the piston. So that is fountain pen number 1. I inked it up. I'm going to wait until I open up the next fountain pen, and we can look at both of them and their writing sample together. So I'm going to set this one aside. In fact, let's put it on my little pen rest up top. And then this one is a pen I've wanted for a while, but just didn't want to spend the money until now, I guess. So open it up slowly. It has the clamshell box because it's not a special edition. It's more like something that will be around for a while. So it gets its own box. It doesn't have anything else very much special about it outside of just some information on Sailor, the cartridge or the converter, and the little bed, and then the pen. So I finally got a Sailor Realo, and I think this is my very first black Sailor. What does this say? This fountain pen cannot use with any Sailor's converters or ink cartridges due to ink inhalation mechanism. Oh, yeah, that's interesting because it comes with a converter, which is nice to have an extra converter. So I will definitely be keeping this box with a converter. But the Realo is set up kind of like a piston, built in, similar to like a TWSBI or a Pilot A23. And you get this little ink window here. It's black with gold trim. I think the other option was black with silver trim. Or no. I think they all have gold trim. However, the other colors were just different body colors. It was like there was a like a burgundy, a deep burgundy color. And of course, we do get the simple logo here. I thought it would have the old logo because I thought that this pen came out before they changed the logo, but I guess I was wrong. So the Realo has a 21 karat gold nib, and you can't really screw this off, but you screw the back end and you could see the piston go down. So I know I said like an 823, that's wrong. The 823 is a vacuum filler, which means you have the piston and then you push it in and it creates a vacuum and sucks up the ink. This one is just a rotating piston where same thing, but it's all built into this pen. So sorry for that error. And I do like the two-tone nib. Two-tone being that it's like silver and gold. And there's just like a little bit of design there with the nib. So I only got one ink, and now I got to figure out what else I'm going to use for ink for this pen. Okay, so I finally decided to choose Leonardo Offencina Italiana in black. Sorry for the change in lighting. It's actually a few hours later, and it is close to sunset. So I had to turn on the lights. But I really like this black because it's an interesting black. It's not just solid black. It has some character to it. And so I'm interested to see how it performs. Now, let's see. I'm going to have to unscrew and then dip my pen in and then screw it to close it. And that's what's going to suck up the ink. There we go. I could see that the black ink has filled that spot. So I'm not too concerned about whether or not it's a full fill. As we all know, I have quite a few fountain pens inked up already. So I'm going to get some paper and we are going to do some writing samples on these two pens. Okay, so I decided to do the test in my journal, and this is the Sterling Ink Common Planner. I have like a little card to kind of keep my hands from oiling up the paper. And I do have a couple pens I want to share. Size comparison. So Realo and a Pro Gear. The Realo is longer, actually. And let's see about the nib size. So the caps are roughly the same size, and the Realo is slightly longer, and it tapers a little bit more on the end in comparison. The nibs are pretty much exactly the same length, and you can see just the difference in the extension here. I do feel like the barrel of the Realo is slightly thicker, but that just could be an illusion. Now let's also compare that with the Jinhao, which is what I did a video on last week. The Jinhao 82 in comparison to the Realo, definitely smaller, but the Jinhao 82 in comparison to a Sailor Pro Gear Slim. Actually, the Jinhao is slightly longer, just by a tad. At the bottom, it looks like just a little. But yep, there's the comparisons. So let's first ink. Oh, well, we know what I've inked this up with, which is the ink it came with. And this was the Sailor. Let's zoom in. Sailor gift set. Pro Gear Slim. Solar Term Series. And the color is Taco or Taco. Taco or Taco. And I chose a medium nib, and it writes perfect. It's thick enough. It's not super thin. This is like the ideal thickness of pens that I for writing when I am like journaling. So I'm glad I got my mediums. I think it's a medium that I prefer from a Sailor. And then let's look at the Realo. It does post. Does it become too long? No, but I feel like it's a perfect size unposted for me. So this is the Pro Gear. They call it a Pro Gear Realo. And the color is black. And I did pick a medium. So this ink from Leonardo is like a gray. It is quite wet. And let's look at my strokes. Down, across, up, to the left. It's very comfortable to write with. And then for this one, I know that this is going to be quite wet too. Yes, they're both wet. Medium and wet, 14 karat. And it writes fine. Well tuned. I feel like the color here doesn't really match this pen barrel. This color is a little too red for me. And this gray is not, or this black is not quite the color I was thinking. I think I wanted something a little bit more darker, but I will use what is left of this ink and write with it, write it dry, and then change the color. But yeah, so these are the two fountain pens. I am actually quite happy with my choice. I was thinking I should consider getting like a couple more in the set, but all they had was this one left at Endless Pens, so I just went with the one. But I really wanted to get the Realo to have more ink capacity, which is just a weird concept to me now because I do like to change my inks quite often. But I think it's quite nice, like, to have a pen that I could take with me somewhere while traveling and use it and not feel too worried that I'm gonna run out of ink. So Sailors are one of my favorite brands of fountain pens, and I'm happy I finally got my hands on one. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Before I go, I do want to do a size comparison with this Jinhao, which is the fine. And so that you could see Jinhao 82, and it's a fine nib. It looks pretty close to the medium Sailors. So if any of you were unsure about whether or not you want to get a fine or a medium or a broad, or maybe I think they only had extra fine mediums. Now you know how it compares to a Sailor medium 14 karat and 21 karat. It's been a week and my Jinhao 82s are like, they are working very well for me. I do plan to share with you how to like update, fix a nib. And I think that the purple one is the nib I want to kind of readjust again because the flow is kind of not to my liking. And it is wet as well. So this is the new Tomoe River Sanson paper, if you're wondering. But I just wanted to show those comparisons, and I hope you found the video helpful. I will catch you in the next one.